My freshman year of college is when I started coming to City Church, and I was instantly plugged in and serving, and this was the same year that I started facing a lot of health issues that ultimately led me to having an eating disorder. My body was just rejecting everything that I was eating. It was really stressful, and I eventually just stopped eating altogether, which led me to isolation and anxiety. Over the course of the next year, I was just trying to get back on my feet, doing my best, and I broke again. I was so scared of being sick again and going back to that place because I didn't feel like I would get out of it this time. I didn't feel like I was strong enough to do it. I always masked this pride as independence. I wanted to do it on my own. I wanted to help myself. I didn't want to ask for help from other people because I didn't feel like anybody else did this to me. This was something that I needed to do for myself. And while I was mentally and physically improving, I was still spiritually very broken. And so I finally started opening up to people and leaning on this community that has been gifted to me, having a home in City Church. And I remember the moment that I just decided, like, I'm giving this to you, God. I'm laying this down, and it's not my burden to carry. And not even 1 or 2 weeks later, I was at YA for the first time. And now I'm able to pour into this community by leading worship and being a part of small groups, while also being poured into from these relationships that are so deep-rooted and intentional. I have never experienced the fruitful life that I have now of joy and freedom and peace, just having that freedom in Him. And I would do it all over again if it meant having what I have now, which is the greatest gift that I could ever have.
Hi, my name is Allie. I'm a coach at Oklahoma Wesleyan University. I came to America 2 years ago, and it was a rough start. I struggled because football was at the centre of everything that I did. I think coming to see church helped. It helped ease me in because I was surrounded by a community who was centred and focused on growing with God, especially the young adults group. But football, I still had a problem because football was still my first thought in the morning and my last thought at night. I had an accident on the road that was a big wake-up call for me, and I vividly remember it being like a second chance. I feel like God was really speaking to me, telling me like there's so much more to this life than football. The book of Ecclesiastes for me talks about how these things of the world are so fleeting, like football, and the glory we chase in chasing after these worldly desires. But when I turned my focus to the eternal gifts, to the things of the Lord, to the things that last forever, like Paul discusses in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 18, my life transformed completely. Transitioning from a player to a coach, it's just so enlightening to see what God is doing through me and how I'm able to spread the word of God and really touch people's lives. And I think it's something I still think about each and every single day, being obedient to God and what He's called me to do. And I'm just so blessed and grateful that He speaks to me and that He's able to use me.